tonight. My name is Mike. I'm going to be one of your presenters. This handsome guy sitting beside me here is Darren.
Hey everyone, I'm not the other presenter, but I'm going to be answering questions in the chat role. So if this is one of your first webinars with us, you're going to see an option to log into the chat role over on the side. It is optional, but we do always encourage everybody to log into that and participate. If you're going to do that, you have to log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account, so just be aware of that. You can ask me any questions you want at any time, but I do always tell everybody, don't get too carried away with asking a whole bunch of questions right off the bat, because Mike's going to share his screen here in a moment, and there will be a presentation which should answer most of them, and if not, we'll have a lot of time at the end for Q&A. This is a global business. It's online, so it's everywhere in the world. And one thing we always start off with is where you're from. We get people coming to our webinar now from all different time zones all over the world. So if you put in there where you're from, we'll get started.
Okay, guys, so get settled in, relax. We're going to keep you here for about the next 90 minutes. Now, I do absolutely encourage you to all plug into that chat role. But like Darren says, I would really say also make sure you're paying attention during this presentation. We have been doing this for about 3 years now. We've got this down. 3 years, we have been getting people up and running in the online space. How are we doing it? Well, I'm going to show you that tonight. And it's literally being done by people all over the world. So I don't care where you're watching us from right now, guys. If you want to work online, you want to be your own boss, you're in the right spot. This is for you. So make sure you plug in the chat role. Tell us where you're from. I'm going to go ahead here and share my screen, and we're going to get right into this. And don't be shocked if I blow your mind a little bit. That's kind of why we're here. So hold on tight, guys. Here we go. All right, so folks, it's all about how to get you online, and most importantly, how to do it successfully, how to do it the right way. I want you to be successful. Tonight is all about you. Now, while you're getting settled in and telling us a little bit about nomads, we've been working online now for years, and in that time, we have traveled all around the world running our online businesses, all different kinds of online businesses. And what we really found was help them get into the online space so we could kind of break the system, if you would. I'm sick and tired of all of my friends working in the 9-to-5 grind and not getting paid what they're worth. So what did we do? Well, we created something that literally anybody could plug into and start seeing results. Now, does that sound like it's something right for you? I hope so, because tonight is all about you. You see, guys, I want to take some of the pressure off your life. I want to let you get back to living life. You know, we all know the expression, money doesn't make the world go round. But let's be real. In this day and age, cash is king. You need money, and nothing is getting any cheaper in this world. So a lot of the marriages that are out there that are breaking up, we know are also because of the financial stress that comes from being overworked and underpaid. So if I can get you into the online space, working for yourself, and finally getting paid what you're worth, well, as far as I'm concerned, it's a job well done. So this system that we're going to introduce you to tonight that's going to allow you to do that, I want you to know one thing right out of the gate. It is a system that has been designed and developed by the experts so that it can work for the everyday person. Folks, here are all of the sales tools, all of the training, all of the mentorship, even the products that you need to get up and running with a successful online business. The best part about this, you do not need any technical experience. You do not need any business experience. All that really matters is, are you coachable? Are you willing to learn? And are you willing to actually do something different? Because of course, nothing different can happen if you don't start doing different, right? Now, I'm going to come back to that in a little bit here, guys. I got to introduce you to that co-presenter we mentioned, who, by the way, is coming at us live from Houston, Texas tonight. We are a cross-border webinar tonight. So Leanne, who has used this system for, gosh, I think 3 years now, Lee, by the way, managed to fire her boss in the first 6 weeks of using it, guys. So Leanne, why don't you hop on here and tell us a bit about yourself?
Thank you so much, Mike, and welcome to all of you from all over the world. I'm very excited that you are here. And Mike is right. I am coming to you from Houston, Texas, all the way down here. But I want to tell you a little bit about my background very briefly, because this is all about you. I come from the corporate world. I've been running my business about 3 years. He's right, online. But I come from the 8 to 5 daily grind. I come from being an employee and knowing what it's like to be stuck in traffic, and knowing what it's like to have a boss and being told when to do what, when you can do this and doing that, and having a cap on your income, but yet giving it your all. While in the meantime, for me, as you can see, I have 2 beautiful children. I was missing out on their lives, basically. They were 16 and 13 when I started my online business. So up until then, and before I quit my job, I missed out on every after school activity, all of their homework. During the most critical time when they needed their mom around the most, their mom wasn't around. And that's all due to the fact that I was working for somebody else because I was trying to provide for my kids. That's when I said enough is enough. And I drew a line in the sand and I said, I'm not doing this anymore. And everything was moving online anyway. So let's talk about you and how we can get you moving online. Okay, so let's talk about how what you're gonna learn tonight. Start your own online business, right? Yours. Grow it as quickly as possible, and so you can start making money as fast as possible. That is the goal. And you're going to learn how to plug into our automated systems and hear and see from people, and I love this part, from all over the world, who have plugged into these automated systems and earn huge commissions and firing their bosses or quitting their job, same thing, creating their dream lifestyle. That's what we're teaching you. That's what we're doing, and that's what we're teaching you guys. But why is everybody moving online? You know, it's no secret that everywhere we look, stores are closing right and left. And the reality is, our world that we live in is no longer the industrial age. It's the technology age, and automation technology, artificial intelligence, call it what you will, is taking over. And what's happening is these stores can't keep up with the online. It's written all over the wall. People are losing their jobs. Tens of thousands of people, 10,000 people a month are losing their jobs due to automation technology because they're getting replaced. That's the scary part. That's why now's the time to learn how to make a living online. Now, I say that, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you that the internet is still very young. The internet is still very young, but we know the action takers of today will be the millionaires of tomorrow. If I wasn't an action taker, I would not have quit my job in 6 weeks and 2 days.
Well, and you know what? Leanne's not the only one here, guys. Like, let's talk about some action takers, because here is a community that spans the entire globe. Here's a community of people that have all waked up to the reality that they're worth more than what their employer was paying them. You know what they did about it? They started working with us, they plugged into the system, and now they're the ones that are seeing the results. I want you to take a look at this screen, folks. Here is a sampling of some of the people that are working with our system that have been able to fire their boss. Notice the key word there, some. This is a small sampling that spans the entire world, folks. That's how exciting this is. How would you like to fire your boss and finally get paid what you're worth? I got news for you. It is possible. All that matters is the right timing. So is the time right for you? Well, I got to ask you, how sick and tired are you of waking up to an alarm clock just to go out and make somebody else rich? How sick and tired are you of struggling to pay the bills even though you're going out every single day and making somebody rich? So here is the absolute truth, guys. I know for a fact that this is for each and every one of you, because here is probably the best way that I've ever found to allow you to finally spend time with your family, to finally have the money I know that you need in order to enjoy your time with your family, and of course, just as importantly, how to secure your future. You know, we all get told that somehow we're supposed to have this mysterious nest egg that's going to last us through our twilight years and into our retirement, right? Funny thing about that nest egg, nobody can actually tell you how you're going to come up with it. I guarantee it's not working in the 9-to-5 world, that's for darn sure. Here's the truth. You want to secure your future, you need a business that can keep making you money even when you are too tired to work. How's that work? Well, automations, technology. Machines don't sleep. Machines don't eat. Machines don't need bathroom breaks. If you have an automated business working for you behind the scenes, you are constantly generating income. What does that mean? That means you don't have to worry about your bills anymore and you can get back to living life. Sound pretty good? I hope so.
Sounds pretty good to me. But let's get real, guys. This is not a get rich quick deal. Get rich quick schemes out there, they don't exist. If they did, everybody would be doing them. You guys see things pop up in your news feed just like we do, promising the world, $1 million flying out of the sky next week if you just do this, and that. That's not realistic. We're realistic, and we know what we created converts. It has been proven to convert over and over and over. But the good news, the great news, in my opinion, is that you guys are the only variable, just like me. You just have to show up to your business, just like I had to show up to my business to fire my boss.
Now, what's the best part about being the only variable in your success, guys? Well, let me put it to you this way. Right now, what is the big reason why you're not getting paid what you're worth? Well, it's that one nasty person in your life that you like to call your employer. Even if they want to pay you what you're worth, they probably can't because they're too busy trying to compete with online businesses. If it were up to you, I probably got to assume you'd be getting paid what you're worth, right? Well, that's the advantage of working for yourself. That's the advantage of working for yourself online, because if you plug into the right system, you can actually make it happen. And guys, there's a lot of people in this community using this system making 5 figures a month. Heck, I'll let you in on a little secret. There's a lot of people now making 6 figures a month. Imagine that. You know how long it took me to get to the point in my corporate career where I was finally making 6 figures a year? Ridiculous. Now I make that a month, and you can too, folks. It's because of this system. So if you're interested in making it happen for yourself, let's talk about how we can do just that. We're going to start you off with some fundamental stuff tonight. If you really want to be successful in business, you have to understand, guys, there's 3 things you got to take care of. Number 1, what's the product you're going to take to market? Number 2, how are you going to tell people about your products? Number 3, who the heck actually wants your product? Now, we're going to address tonight specifically how these look in the online space, because they do absolutely look a bit unique in the online space. So, Leanne, let's walk them through the first pillar first of all, okay?
Okay, so let's talk about finding a product that people want. Now, thanks to the internet, we can literally buy anything, anywhere, any time of the day, which is wonderful. But as the online market, as it continues to develop, companies are trying to capitalize on this reality. And they're setting up referral programs that actually incentivize online marketers like ourselves to drive traffic to their products. Now, here's a few very well-known companies you guys have heard of. We've got Amazon, Best Buy, Walmart, Apple. I could go on and on and on, and they have referral affiliate programs that are very successful. However, there's also companies that pretty much act as the middleman, is what I like to call them, and they're affiliate networks. Some of these you may never have heard of, and that's okay. Max Bounty, ClickBank, ClickSure. I mean, those are just a few. There's a lot more, trust me. But I want to teach you one little neat trick. So next time you go to make a purchase online, look up in the URL bar, and at the very end, if you see a series of letters and numbers, that's typically a code. That means when you make that purchase, there's an online marketer on the other end getting paid a commission. And we have a link down here. This is an example. MRD, Mike's initials. We want those initials to be your initials. That's the goal.
Here's the deal, guys. On the internet, there are literally 2 kinds of users. Those people who are spending money, those people who are making money. So let's see if we can make you the kind of person that's actually making money. Because this is how we conquer that first pillar, folks. If you really seriously want to work online, you got to sell something. Otherwise, you're not going to make any money. So if there's a retailer out there that you really know and love and you really like their products, go check out if they have an affiliate program that you can plug into. Or if you're not too sure of where to start, or if you think you might want to diversify, then you can also check out some of these affiliate networks we've just provided you so you can see what they look like too. Now, there's one thing I want to point out just to make sure you're aware of this fact. When you're working with a middleman, online or offline, they're not working for free. What a middleman does is they basically facilitate the relationships between you and your retailers. And they're doing that in exchange for a cut in your commissions. That's how they get paid. So it's a bit of a trade-off between time and money. But at the end of the day, the beauty of this is at least now the power's in your hands. You're the business owner. You're deciding whether you want to work directly with the retailers or if you want to pay somebody else to do it for you. That's how you conquer the first pillar, guys. So let's move on now to pillar number 2.
Okay, so let's talk about finding a way to tell people about your product, which comes down to the sales funnel, which comes down to attraction marketing. And I love talking to you guys about this because I am still fascinated with how powerful it is, because I can tell you, when done correctly, it can be the most powerful tool you have in your toolbox for your business. So what attraction marketing means is you're literally attracting people to whatever product, service, or offer it is that you have, as opposed to doing what Mike and I used to do, which was going to endless networking meetings and cold calling and having to connect with people and smooth and this and that and pressure people, pressure families and friends. Lotions and potions in the back of your trunk or your back seat or your garage. None of that exists because you're literally attracting people to you. Let me tell you, it is such a much better interaction between two parties because nobody wants to be pressured these days anymore. It's different now.
And the truth is, I was never very good at a breakfast meeting. Those things are exhausting. But, let's take a look at the concept of a sales funnel here, guys, because the idea of this is not new. Basically, you always had to somehow convert leads to buyers. The difference is back in the day when Leanne and I used to work in corporate sales and marketing, we had to have an army of sales agents that did that conversion. There was a one-on-one kind of interaction. Sales agents had to convince people, show them the way, and make them buy. It was no small task to pull off. But today's consumer is totally different. Today's consumer is educated. Thanks to the big wide web, thanks to Dr. Google and Mr. Bing and Lady Yahoo. All of these magical tools mean that all of these consumers have all of the information they need at their fingertips to really ultimately decide what they're going to buy, when they're going to buy it, and how much they're willing to pay for it. So it's really critical that business owners recognize this fact and engage their leads on a whole new level. Give them what they want as fast as you can so that they can make a decision themselves. So the trick here is to create a system that's actually automated, that engages your leads for you when they touch your website so that it provides them with all of this information and all of the resources they need to basically convert themselves from being a lead to a buyer. They'll decide if they like what they see. They will decide if they're in the right place at the right time. And the beauty of working like this now, guys, is that the only people you're going to end up dealing with are the people who have already decided they're ready to buy. You're dealing now with customers, not leads. And that right there is how you make money in business. And the beauty of doing this with automated tools like we use is it's a little bit like printing your own money, to be honest.
Actually, it is. And, we use this as a perfect example for you guys. Would you trade a $5 bill for a $100 bill? Well, absolutely. Of course, everybody's going to say yes, please. Where can I find that? But it's very similar to this elusive slot machine that I keep saying I'm taking Mike and Darren to in Vegas. I swear it's there. Where, every time you put $1 in, pull the handle down, $100 is going to come flying out every single time. Well, if that was the case, that we would stay there 24/7 and never leave. Right? Well, that is the same concept as what a converting sales funnel does for your business. But listen to what I just said. It can't be any sales funnel. It must be a converting sales funnel.
Oh, these are a lot of new terms we're throwing at you guys. So let's kind of take things a little slow.
Can you tell Nick Zumla Browns that we are live?
Oh my gosh, somebody doesn't believe we're live. What's the name?
NX Zumalo Browns.
Okay, you heard it here, NX Zumala Brown. We are live.
We are live.
Now, for those of you that want to hear about sales funnels, let's get into it, guys. Let's get down to business here. So this is probably new to you. Now, anything in the online space, you got to understand, is going to require some technical knowledge if you're going to build it, right? If you're building some technology, you need the tech skills. But it's not just about making something like this. It's about making it look appealing and desirable to those people who are going to buy. So now we're talking about design skills, marketing skills, these kinds of things. So this is a skill set that what I found is most people don't have a combination of. A lot of people have tech skills. A lot of people have some design skills. A lot of people have marketing skills. Very few people have all three. We identified this problem very early on in our business. So what we did was we created a system to remove the need for this. Now we plug into our system. You don't need tech skills. You don't need design skills. You don't need marketing skills. Remember, I said you don't need a tech background, a business background, and this is why it works for the everyday person. We built it to. It's that easy, guys. But it's not just about the system. It's about making the system work for you. So it's about that training and mentorship that I also mentioned. We absolutely work with our people to make sure that you understand how to get quality traffic coming to your business, how to get leads converting from being just a simple lead to an actual buyer, and keeping your people engaged long enough through this automation process that they actually do become buyers. This is a lot to take on by yourself. And as a solopreneur, most times what I see is people go upside down trying to do it. They lose all their money trying to figure it out, buying new systems, going through new training, hiring new mentors. It ain't cheap. And it's not something for the faint of heart. So plugging into a system like ours means not only do you get the system, you get the training to actually figure out how to use the system effectively. That alone saves you thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. But in a lot of cases, also a whole head of gray hair and probably even a relationship or two, to be honest. It's critical that you understand how these things work, guys, and the support that comes with it. So that's the second pillar. We can talk about sales funnels all night long, but we got to move on. Leon, let's talk about the most important pillar.
Okay, let's talk about finding the right people to buy. Now, that it all comes down to traffic, and we've used that term quite a few times already. So what traffic in the online world really means is just visitors to your website. Without traffic, nothing matters. Remember that. That's important. It's very similar to, let's say you have a shopping mall and you've got the stores and you may have the best sale going on. Well, if nobody's going to the mall, nobody's shopping, nobody's buying anything, nobody's making any money, so nothing matters. It's the same thing in the online world. You've got to have traffic. You know, I talk about this wonderful, beautiful, shiny, sexy, converting sales funnel. Well, if you don't have traffic, it doesn't matter. That's how important traffic is. And it can't be any traffic. It must be quality traffic.
Again, more terms are thrown at you guys, but let me put it to you this way. You know, we're talking about this mall, right? Imagine you've got a little mom and pop business in that mall, and tomorrow you're lucky enough to have 1,000 customers walk through the door. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, no, actually, it might not be. A lot of small business owners assume that they just got to get a whole bunch of customers. What they quickly realize, though, is not all customers are created equally. Suppose, for example, that those 1,000 people all each only spend $1 with you. Now, that's a nightmare. You know why? Because now you are going to be exhausted at the end of the day. And what do you have to show for it? A measly $1,000. When you're running a small business, you got overhead like leases, taxes, insurance, inventory, utilities, staff costs. All of that comes out of that $1,000. Do you think there's much left at the end of the day to pay you? Nope. So now imagine if we get 2 customers walk through the door the next day. Instead of $1, though, they're spending $500. Well, guess what? You just dealt with only 2 customers. You made the same amount of money. You're still not making enough, but you only had to work with 2 people. Here's a funny thing about quality traffic. Once you figure out where to find it, you can find more of it. Suddenly, the next day, you could have, say, 10 customers walking through the door, still each spending $500 each with you. What does that translate into? $5,000, folks. $5,000 is a whole new world, and that might be the tipping point in your business that allows you to take it to a whole new level. And by the way, you're still dealing with 100th of the amount of customers that you were in the first place. Folks, this is why quality always trumps quantity. This is what we mean by starting to work smarter and not harder. It's not just about working hard these days. It's about making sure you are getting the biggest bang for your dollar and really maximizing your results. All right? So I know we got a bunch of people here who are for the first time, so I want to kind of hit the pause button real quick, do a bit of a recap. What we're trying to show you folks is how you can get up and running successfully in the online space. First, we identify what that offer is you're going to take to market. Then we build you an automated sales funnel to actually do the selling for you. And third, we identify who needs or wants your product the most. If we combine these three pillars together, folks, there's no way in the world that it cannot succeed. It's that easy. And the beauty of working in the online space is that it can happen so quickly and the results can be so dramatic. And I think in the business world, a lot of people who have never done this kind of thing before, they think that this must be really complicated. They think that it must have some sort of devious, sinister background to make it actually work as well as it does. But at the root of it, what I've always found in my career in sales and marketing is this. To truly be successful in sales, all you're really doing is helping people. It's that simple. And think about it, folks. If somebody really, really needs something, do you think that they're going to be grateful that you're providing it to them? And do you think that they will happily give you their money? Of course they will, because you're solving a major problem for them. That's the key to all of this, guys. In fact, even all of you here tonight, I know you're here because you're probably looking for more time and money, right? So it only made sense that when you landed across one of our websites that was offering you a chance to come to a free webinar that was going to introduce you to a system that now thousands of people are using to get out of the 9-to-5 grind and fire the bosses and live life on their own terms, it caught your attention. I mean, you would be crazy not to come here because we're telling you we can solve your problem. And oh, by the way, the webinar is free, right? It was a no-brainer for you. But the formula is exactly the same for all of these businesses that are working online and making all of these huge profits and all of this massive revenue. It's the exact same 3-step process.
Absolutely. So I was on mute. Sorry. Now you guys know the exact 3-step system. People are making 6 and 7 figures per month and year. And this is exactly what they're doing. And I say per month because there is no cap on your income. When you work online, it's limitless. You're the boss. You're the variable. You can earn as much as you want. And you could do this all on your own. You could. And I know people who have tried, but there's 2 really big problems that can get in the way. For one, it takes a lot of time just to figure out what software system, because there's a lot out there, what software systems to get together, to pull together. And then you've got to get them basically to connect, and I almost call it marry each other, so you know it's working. At the same time, it gets really expensive because you're paying for all of this. And then you've got to get it tested. So on the low end, I'm going to say on the low end conservatively, you're looking at around $20,000-ish, $22,000 on the low end, assuming you were going to set this up on your own. This is just to set it up. So we threw together some numbers so you could kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. ClickFunnels, $3,600. Infusionsoft, $72. ClickMagick, $9,600. Easy Webinar, $1,200. Annually, $22,000, assuming you were going to do it alone and just to set it up. But the good news is you don't have to do it alone. You literally do not have to do it alone. Let us literally save you the money, the time, and the stress by plugging you in to our automated online system. And really what it comes down to is allowing you guys not to do it alone, but it comes down to my favorite word, leverage. Working smarter, not harder. You know, if you're a fan of Robert Kiyosaki, who wrote Rich Dad Poor Dad back in 1997, he made a killing off of that book. He's added co-authors along the way. He's basically refurbished the same material, put it out there. He's made a killing again. You know, he didn't work 80 hours to make a killing again. He worked smarter, not harder. Leverage.
This is a big word, guys. This is a big concept. And I think it's probably what sets up the major difference between the wealthiest families in the world and the rest of us. When wealthy people have kids, the first thing they teach them is do not work harder. All the rest of us are taught in life, if you want to get ahead, you just got to work hard, right? polar opposites. What the wealthy families teach their children is how to work smart. If you identify something out there that's got potential, ask yourself, how can I leverage this to work for me? Totally different mindset. That's why they get ahead so quickly. So folks, here it is. Here is the opportunity. We are offering you the chance to leverage us, leverage our experience, leverage our system. We've got a whole community now that spans the entire globe of people that are using this system. Why do I keep mentioning this? Because now you have the opportunity to join that community. By joining a community of people using the same system as you are joining a community of mentors, people who can help you get ahead, people who can help you get the biggest results in your business in the shortest amount of time. That is critical to you getting the goals you have achieved. Now, the best part about this system that I love, guys, is that you do not need to do the selling yourself. We built the system to do the selling for you because I know you don't want to be a pushy salesperson. None of us do. That's okay. Let the technology do the work for us. And the reason this works as well as it does for so many people is because those 3 pillars that I told you that were critical to your success, we've also built those in. In fact, right from day one, guys, we went out and did all the research. We identified the products that were making people the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time. We put those in. Then we looked at all of the sales tools that were available, and we continue to look at all the sales tools that are available. We rip them apart and we plug them into our own unique combination of systems, and we make them work for us. And then we also combined this with our own homegrown training that is not theoretical, training that is actually factual, proven, and tested, that gets updated on a daily basis. You get all of this, guys, all in one beautiful bundle tied up with a gorgeous little bow. And the best part about this whole thing is that it's automated. And I keep mentioning this key word, guys, because I don't think you understand the power of this. Most of you have probably never sat on the beach and made money. Most of you have probably never sat in the bleachers watching your kid's hockey game while making money. Most of you have probably never taken the car through the car wash while making money. This is what the beauty is of having an online business. It's working for you 24/7 behind the scenes. It doesn't matter what you're doing, where you are, or who you're with. It's making you money. That's the key to an automated business. That's why so many people are plugging into this thing and making it work. Now, for you right now, though, we got one big question.
One really big question, and this really just comes down to 3 little words that only you can answer. Are you ready? And I know that sounds so simple, to find out how you can join this powerful online system that's creating success for people all over the world, and allowing them to have this freedom, this personal freedom to create a life they never thought that was possible for them in a million years. But the 3 little words, are you ready, is something that I want you to answer. And I want you to answer it to yourself quietly, but really, truly be honest with yourself. And if you are, listen very closely and get excited, because Mike's going to break it down and show you exactly how this works for you.
Okay, guys. So when you join our team, number 1, you get personal coaching and mentoring. Now, I've said this before, but here's the deal. Every single person gets coaching, but on top of that, every single person gets a personal mentor assigned to them, just to make sure that you got a point of contact on the system and you don't fall between the cracks. On top of that, though, you also get plugged into this whole community that spans the globe now, a community of mentors, people who are your cheerleaders and have your back. Now, we get down to business as a group every single week, and we have masterminds. We have one on Tuesdays for the newbies that you can come to, and we have one on Wednesdays for the more advanced people that are also absolutely awesome. And then there's all these other little masterminds that are regional located. So there's masterminds happening in Australia, New Zealand. There's masterminds happening in Europe. There's masterminds happening in North America. They're all over the world. This is how you stay on top of your A game. And the training, the training, I'm so proud of this. The training is literally bite-sized snippets. They're little videos that you can watch while you do the work. We want to make this as quick and painless as possible on you. So this way you watch the video literally while you're doing the work at the same time. And keep in mind, guys, this isn't just a system with a bit of training and a little bit of mentorship combined together. No, this is one big bundle. Systems, technology, training, mentorship, and products. Remember, without products, you're not going to make any money. There's a lot of systems out there that give you some PDFs to download. They say this is how you work online, and then they just wish you luck and say, go at it. Well, then what happens? Well, you got to still go figure it out on your own. No, here we wrap our arms around you and we help you make it work. Heck, in the first 30 days we went live with this, folks, we cranked out $1 million in combined revenue. Think of where we're at this day and age, 3 years later. You joining now, you have gone through and come in at the very best time. Imagine how much we've learned in 3 years. Imagine how powerful this is now. And you get to just simply hop on right at the level we're at right here and right now, today. That's amazing. I'm kind of jealous, to be honest. So let me be honest here, guys. This is how this works. Right from day one, we're going to hop on the phone with you and have a one-on-one phone call. Now, this is important because I want to make sure that we understand what your goals are for this business. I want to know where to go so we can come up with a roadmap to actually get you there together. And in terms of your access to what we have to offer, well, it looks like this. You're going to be in business for yourself, but I can tell you, you'll never feel like you're by yourself because you're part of a community that has access to our entire library of resources. Not only all the training, but even all of our historical masterminds are at your disposal so that you can not only ask questions to our tech support team, but you can watch any video, any training whenever you want as you need it. If you need a refresh, it's always there. All of this is constantly get updated on a daily basis. I don't care what country you live in. I don't care what time zone you're in. Everybody has equal access to everything. Now, the training. I should mention this before we let you out of here, guys. The training starts everybody off on Facebook because, number one, it's the biggest platform out there. I mean, there's still billions of people logging into it on a daily basis. Number two, it allows you to engage buyers in the most organic, beautiful way. Number three, you're probably using it. And that simple fact just means that you're going to get onto this thing. You're going to feel a little bit more at ease because you're familiar where the buttons are and how it works. And that's just going to give you the confidence you need to sail through the training that much easier, get set up with a business, and start seeing results that much quicker. And I say this with such confidence because I guess you could say we've done this once or twice, or 10 or 20,000 times. Guys, the mentorship component here is critical. If you've never had a mentor in business, you probably don't understand how critical this is. But if you're a solopreneur, everything falls on your shoulders. Something goes wrong, you got to figure it out. If you don't figure it out, you're dead in the water. Here, it's not like that. Here, a whole community has your back. There are experts that are running the system for you. There are experts that are showing you the way and what worked for them. So instead of starting at ground zero, you are starting at the summit. You are starting at the peak of our performance, and you are shooting for the moon. And believe me, guys, that is a lot easier than trying to do it on your own. Wouldn't you say, Lee?
I have to agree with you a million times. And mentorship is very dear to my heart. I am a huge component. Just supporter of mentorship. Let's put it that way. I do believe that's just one of the things that sets us apart from everybody else in this online space. If you ever heard the saying, you are the sum, or we are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with, I want you to really think about that. So put yourself in that space as an online business owner. You're the boss. You own your business. You will be surrounded by your mentor who's paved the way, who will save you time and money because they will tell you what mistakes they've made and what not to do. And they will help you make the right decisions. On top of that, you are going to be surrounded by not just 4 other, but thousands of other online business owners on the same path, going on the same journey as you towards success. So keep that in mind. Now, you guys are getting the exact system that I used to quit my job in 6 weeks, that everybody on this webinar is using, everybody in the entire community is using to quit their jobs and create whatever that dream lifestyle is that they thought was untouchable, unreachable. But again, I went over the numbers. Why would you want to do it by yourself? Just to set it up. Remember, we're looking at the low end, conservatively, $22,000. That does not include tens of thousands of dollars that we have put into the training site that you're going to have access to, which is unbelievable. It does not include, let's say you were going to go outsource a mentor and hire a mentor. You're looking at $450 an hour on average. And it does not include the ongoing training, the bi-weekly masterminds, and the support from experts and people that are running their business, supporting you and cheering you on to be successful and make it to your goals and beyond. It does not include that. So on that note, we promise to save you money. So we're offering this to you for a one-time membership fee of $149.
There you have it, guys. Literally the chance of a lifetime. $149. A one-time fee of $149, folks. I want to make this crystal clear. We do not charge monthly. We're not in the business of gouging people. All we're doing here right now, tonight, is asking you to step up and invest in your future. If $149 can change everything, don't you think it's worth it? I hope you'll agree it is. So here's the deal. Here's what you need to do next. You'll notice there's a button that's popped up on top of your chat roll there. For you guys on mobile devices, might be below, but here's what you need to do next. Click that button. And while you're clicking, notice what it says. Join our team. That is absolutely the offer that we are extending to you here right now. Join a team of proven professionals that are actually getting results so they can help you do the same. Now, here's what happens. When you click on that button, we're going to send you a series of videos that are going to walk you through everything we've covered here tonight at no additional cost. We do it this way because, number one, I don't want to keep you here all night long, or for those of you on the other side of the world, all day long. So I want you to be able to watch these as many times as you want. There's a lot of information here. I don't want to rush you. I want you to spend the time as needed. And I want you to be able to also watch them with your significant other and maybe even your kids if you want. This is a big step. I get it. We're starting a new business together. So these videos, what are they? They are all of the details, the meat and potatoes of the business. We're going to walk you through not only the system and how it works, but also what the products are and how the commissions pay out and what the commissions look like. In fact, we've even included the strategies that our top income earners in this community have perfected over the years to get the biggest bang with their business. All of that comes to your inbox when you click on that button, guys. And here's the beauty of this. While you're watching those videos, we also slide in behind the scenes and we add you to our private community. This is a secret Facebook mastermind group that only the people who click on that button get to join. You're going to be part of that. When you are part of that community, the best part about this is that it allows you to see that we're real people. We are just simple, real people, just like you, running a real business and getting real results. I don't know how else I can show it to you. So this is why we've done it this way. Now, once you've done your due diligence, watch the videos, then comes the third and last most important step. You schedule that coaching call. This coaching call is that one-on-one call that I mentioned where we get on the phone together, we strategize and come up with a plan to actually get you on the path to success and seeing results in the shortest amount of time. All right? So I hope that sounds good, guys. For those of you that are ready, this is it. And I know this is it because hands down, I know this is the only legitimate thing on the internet. I mean, I've been working online for a long time now. Darren, 10 years before even I started. And believe me, we have seen and heard it all. There is a lot of shysters out there. And right from day one, we wanted to have something that was different. We wanted to have something that was transparent, where people could actually see what was going on in their business. We wanted people to actually feel like they were being listened to and looked after. People feel like they were being respected. Nothing like that exists out there except this. Right here, right now. If you believe in the same things we do, this is your opportunity, guys. Respect, transparency, two-way communication. This is the only place it truly exists online. So if you're ready, click the button. Let's do this together because that's exactly what it'll be looking like. We are in this together. And remember, it doesn't matter if you're a tech guru. It doesn't matter if you've got a business background. This can work, and we will help you avoid all the mistakes that everybody always goes through when they try to do this on their own. And most importantly, we can help you get to a point where you can find your photo on this slide. How badly do you want to be a job quitter? How badly do you want to control your destiny, masterize your own fate, and spend your time with their loved ones instead of those people at the office that you don't even like? Guys, if you're ready to do this, click the button already. And I'm going to ask you one more time. If $149 can change your life, isn't it worth it? Leanne, let's walk them through one more time, everything they get for the money, okay?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So your one-time $149 investment gets you access to our Sleeping Giant products that I mentioned before that pay those huge commissions, advanced Facebook advertising training, access to our bi-weekly masterminds, and ongoing mentorship, because we will not go away. You're stuck with us. Our automated business system that is proven to convert. And on top of that, you guys also get your very own branded sales funnel that has been tested, proven to convert. And remember, this is the secret sauce that people are using that are making 2 and 3. I mean, the people that are making 6 and 7 figures per month or year. I mean, online. That's what's unbelievable. But a branded sales funnel, I want to tell you guys, is something that is like gold. It is almost like handing over an online franchise to you that's personalized. Everything about it is yours. It's got your name, your photo. It's all yours. You're the boss. You're the only variable. You just have to show up. But it gets better than that, because we actually offer this with zero risk. We give you guys, once you hit that button, join our team, we give you guys a full 30 days to come in, go through those videos that you'll receive as many times as you choose, with whomever you choose. I've had people go through them 6, 7, 8 times. It doesn't matter. We want you to dive deep into the business model. We want you to understand what the strategies look like. We want you to understand the commission structure. You will be blown away. And we really, really, really want you to be able to wrap your mind around it and not feel pressured. So we give you 30 days to really, really, really make sure this is right for you. And if for some reason it doesn't happen very often, but if it does, and you decide it's not for you, all you have to do is just email us and say, hey, I want my 149 back, and we will be happily give it back to you. The only caveat to that is after you've had your coaching call with your coach, at that point it becomes non-refundable, because we are really taking a look at what's going on in your life. We get on the phone call with you and we really look at, all right, where are you? How did you get to where you are? What are you looking to do? What are your goals? And how can we get you there as fast as possible? And then we create a personalized strategic plan that's going to make you get there, help you get there, but make you get there as long as you follow it. That's it. And I'll tell you what, we do this for a reason. We set this up with zero risk for a reason. And I'll be really, really honest with you guys. We don't work with everyone. I wish I could tell you that we work with everybody and their brother, but the reality is we don't. We work with the action takers. We work with people who are motivated, who want to be their own boss, who want to own their own online business. The people who have the most success are the people who are, like I said, action takers. They are willing to learn. They're coachable. They're self-starters. They will go through the training, and they'll really, really, really put themselves, their heart and soul into their business, even though they're only doing a small portion, because the rest of it is automated. But they'll really go through the training. They're action takers. And those are the people that have the most success. And I'll tell you, there's no way in a million years that I would have fired my boss in 6 weeks if I wasn't an action taker and a little bit passionate. Sorry if I'm a little passionate here, but I am very passionate about this. It's been three and a half years that I have put my blood, sweat, and tears into this business. This business has almost, I don't want to say it's almost become as important as my kids, but it is right up there. This community, these people you're going to hear from their stories and their journeys mean the world to me. It's like family to me. I don't have much family. And I'll tell you what, when I sat there and watched a workshop similar to you guys and didn't have any experience, any background, and I was skeptical and all that, and I watched a workshop, I followed my gut. I knew I was in a place in my life where I wasn't happy. I was making okay money, but I wasn't happy inside. And I knew I wanted more. I wanted to give more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to be more. And that's why I took a leap of faith. I felt that intuition, that gut, that butterfly feeling like, I think this might be it. And I didn't want to have any more regrets like I had already had by not being there for my kids. I didn't want to live my life like that. And I don't have to anymore. Little did I know was I got to pay off my mortgage and end up sending my son off to college and go on vacations and have all these wonderful things happen. I didn't know that. And you don't know that either. And I want that for you. And those of you that have already taken action and joined, welcome. You're part of the family. You're going to see me on the inside. I'm so proud of you. So very proud of you. I could go on and on. So I'm going to stop now. I'm very, 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 very excited for you guys to hear from everybody else. And I'm going to turn it back over to you, Mike.
Awesome. Thank you, Leanne. All right. Congratulations to those of you who have clicked the button already. I see this guy typing away madly with his 2 index fingers. So there must be a ton of you. Guys, now is the fun part. You get to hear from some of the people that are actually using our system. These are people who come from all walks of life and are all in different stages of their business. So you're going to hear from some people who are newer and some people who've been with us a little longer. So I'm going to start at one end. We're going to work our way down. And let's start with row 1. Why don't you hop on here first?
Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. I hope you guys are doing awesome. My name is Rowan. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I live in Canada. I'm originally from Lebanon. I moved here around 9 years ago. We wanted a better life. We wanted a better life for our family and for ourselves as well. So we decided to immigrate, and Canada is a beautiful country to be in. So after that, I started working right away as a cashier in a restaurant. And I used to get paid around $2,000 working 9 to 9 grind. It was a lot of work, a lot of responsibility. I worked for 2 years, and my yearly salary was around $24,000. And we decided to have a family. So I looked at the prices of the daycare, and I've noticed that staying home with them is actually cheaper. And for the fact that I want to raise my kids, I want to be for them every step of the way. So I decided to stay home with them, and I never went to college or university because it was a tough transaction for me from Lebanon to Canada. And where we live, it's a very small town, so we don't have the option to go to a university. So that was another thing I was like fighting myself with. Like, I thought the only way to become successful in life is to have a college degree or a university degree. But that wasn't the case, because 2 years ago, almost 21 months ago, January 2018, I watched a webinar, exactly the same one you guys are watching. And I had hope that I can be successful, hope that I can make things happen without being super educated, without compromising my family's future, without compromising the fact that we want to travel back home to visit our parents. Because as immigrants, you guys know, if you're immigrants and watching, it's super expensive to travel back home. So I had hope when I watched that first webinar, and those two amazing guys and Leanne were hosting it. And everything that Mike talked about on that webinar he was talking to me like I wanted more time, I wanted more freedom, I wanted more money, money to have the opportunity to live life on my own terms. So I took action. Actually, I watched a replay. Now we're live, and I took action right away. And I joined our community, and I was blown away with the welcomes I had. It was like I was overwhelmed because ever since I moved to Canada, I did not have those welcomes. It was a tough transaction, just like I said. Lots of people that are there to help you and support you, and my God, after watching those videos, I was like, this is it for me. I want to run my business from my home. I want to be with my kids. I want to travel. I want a lifestyle that will suit me and my family. My husband works a lot. And yeah, if you have the financing, you wouldn't have the time to enjoy it. And it's been overwhelming. So yeah, fast forward, I joined, and I started the training right away. The best part about it is that I didn't have to have any experience. I didn't have to sell anything because I didn't know anybody to sell to, and you don't have to. And 3 months into my business, I earned my first 3-figure month, and then 7 months I earned my first 4-figure month, and then 9 months into the business, I earned $10,672 while I was in Lebanon attending my brother's wedding that I paid off out of this business. I had the opportunity when I saw my brother struggling and he needed help. I had that power to say, yes, I got your back. I can help you. And it's all because of this business. Right now, 21 months into the business, oh my God, I can't believe how my life changed, how fast it changed. It was very dramatic that I was able to book multiple trips for my family. We were able to travel to San Diego, to Vancouver, and right now we're going to 4 places in 12 days. And it's all already paid. We've never went on a vacation and it wasn't on credit cards. All our vacations were on credit card. It used to take us up to 6 to 9 months to pay them off. And right now I'm paying off my vacations before I actually go on them. So I run my business from my smartphone with my kids. Today, my daughter, she's 3 years old, and she was sick. And I had the opportunity to be with her. I had the opportunity to cuddle with her all day long without worrying about a job I have to go to or a business. I was able to give her the love that she really needs to overcome that cold and that fever. And this is worth millions. My biggest news is that 21 months into my business, I was able to buy a second house in the city, and I'm actually overwhelmed. And right now, I'm getting very emotional because I used to earn $2,000 a month working in a restaurant, and $24,000 a year. And right now, I wrote a check for $73,000 as a down payment for my new house. And all of it is because of my business. And it's just very emotional for me because like you can't find anything out there like this business. It didn't happen overnight. As I mentioned, I've been doing it for 21 months, but who cares how long it's gonna take? Who cares how long it's gonna take to finally make your dreams come true? Who cares how long it's going to take to have that fulfillment inside of you, that you were able to do something in this world, not live 70 years and that's it, without just eating and paying mortgage and paying bills. Who cares how long it's going to take, as long as you are moving one step forward. On a personal development, you guys know I was that shy person that was super shy to talk on camera. I was so afraid that my accent was too thick. I was afraid that I wouldn't be good enough. But guess what, guys? Those people believed in me. They told me on every single mastermind, yes, you can become successful if you want to. Everybody here is special in some way or another. It's just a matter of making things happen. So for everybody that clicked on that ad, that is watching this webinar, the main reason you clicked is because you're looking for a change. I was looking for a change 21 months ago. I wish I found this when you guys started it. I wasted the whole year, but I'm glad I'm in. I'm glad I'm helping thousands of people from Australia, from Dubai, from UK, from Ireland, from USA, from Germany, from all over the globe, from my home, from my smartphone. And if you guys are looking for something like that, this is your opportunity. I can't wait to welcome every single one of you on the other end. Thank you guys for having me on.
Awesome. Thank you, Rowan. And congratulations on that new house. Shelly, let's get you on here next.
Hi there. Well, my name is Shelly Connick. My husband, Kaid, and I have been doing this business same amount of time as Rowan. And I loved your story, Rowan. Thank you. We started this business in January of 2018. And leading up to that, we both worked in the automotive industry. We were managers in the automotive industry. And we made a pretty good income, although when the recession happened in Alberta, I'm from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, it affected our business. But the bigger thing for us was we were working for the money to, get by month to month, take that 2-week vacation every year. The biggest problem we had, we're in our 50s, our children are all grown. We have grandchildren that we wanted to spend time with. Grandma was always working. And we didn't know how we were going to retire, because while, life was good, we could pay the bills, take that vacation once a year, there just was not enough left over to put away for the retirement we wanted. And we had dreamed of traveling to exotic places and retiring early enough to enjoy it. And so we had been looking for something for years, and we tried a few things and they didn't work, and we lost some money. So truth is, I had an opportunity to start this business a whole year earlier than I did. It was on my radar, but I was so jaded and skeptical that I wouldn't take the time to look at it. And then in January of 2018, I was between jobs. I had left one dealership. I was looking for another one. My husband was working out of town. Actually, he would commute for the week. He had an apartment out of town. He'd stay for the week, work, come home on weekends. And I decided it was time to look at something else. I got to a point where my desire for change was greater than my fear. And I watched a webinar just like you're watching tonight. And when that webinar was done, I looked at the people and the stories I heard, and I said, if these people can do this, I can do this. I know I can. And something inside me told me, of all the things I had tried in my lifetime, I just knew this was it. So I didn't want to have to go back to a job. My husband obviously wanted to be able to quit, be a job quitter. So we gave this everything. And I'll tell you, it was my plan A. I was all in. I was one of those people Leanne talked about. I was an action taker. I was committed. I was coachable. I was teachable, and I was ready to do whatever it would take. So fast forward 21 months. Our life has changed in every way you can imagine. 11 months after we started this, my husband was able to quit his job, and we both do this full time together now. And it's so amazing. This morning we got up and it was kind of cool and rainy here in Edmonton. I made a coffee And we just sit in our little penthouse here and we watch the parents drop their kids off at school. We watch the people, heading out to the commuter traffic, and we don't have to go anywhere. And actually today was a day that was just a me day. So I almost felt a little guilty because my business is, going well. I work at it usually every day, but today was a day off for me. And it's just so luxurious and amazing. And I just want to pinch myself every day. I have so much gratitude for the life that we live now. The best part about this that is so amazing is that we have 4 grown children, and all 4 of our children watch this webinar. They all have their own online business. They're all making money. And the best part of that is that now we can all afford to vacation together. Everybody in the family can afford it. We're leaving in 2 days for Disneyland with our daughter and our son and our granddaughters for Halloween. We were able to buy my parents a trip to Las Vegas in November. We're taking them to Vegas. We're already talking about our trips for next year, what we want to do. And, we dreamed about these things and now we're living them. So 2 days ago, usually every afternoon we go out for coffee and a walk, get a little exercise. We like to get out. And we always stop at the mailbox on the way home. So 2 days ago, we went to the mailbox and there was some checks in the mail, $2,080. Today we stopped at the mailbox, there was $2,270. A couple weeks ago, we were on vacation again. We got home, 2 mailbox days. Each day there was over $5,000 in the mailbox. Now this is a pretty average week this week. That was something before that I heard of, you could only dream of, but it wasn't real. And here we are. Not only are we doing it, our little granddaughters love to run to the mailbox for mommy. And when the checks come, they're looking at mommy's paychecks and they're totaling them up. It has changed our life in every way. And the one thing that we didn't have before, you can make all the money in the world and maybe you have a job you even like. We were putting in 120 combined hours a week. And we didn't have the time for each other, for our loved ones, for the things we wanted to do. And money is a commodity that comes and goes, but when time is spent, it's gone. And that's the one thing we wanted more than anything. But not only do we have the time, we have the money to enjoy our time. So if you were to look for something tomorrow, let's just say you wanted to go out and upgrade your education or find a better job, a way to advance yourself to make more money. There's nowhere you could go and find something for $149 that would do that for you. But here, you've got a whole business system you can plug into. Start it part-time, and it could literally transform your life in the next 2 to 3 years. What are you going to be doing for the next 2 to 3 years anyway, folks? We're coming up on 2 years in this business, and it has just gone so fast, I can't even believe that it's going to be 2 years. I am very, very grateful to this community. What Rowan said is that these people are like family. I have so much gratitude every day, and it's all because I had the courage to watch this webinar 2 years ago. I'm like Rowan. I wish I'd have watched it a year sooner. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to somebody else, but I want to tell you folks, this is it. If you want true change in your life and you're willing to work for it and commit to it, this is it. This will do it for you. So go grab your credit card, get ready to pay your $149. It's going to be a phenomenal ride, I promise you. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Thank you, Mike and Darren.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelley.
Thanks, Shelley.
And enjoy Disneyland. That sounds like an awesome trip. Let's see. What do we hear next?
Hi. My name is Stella. I'm originally from Nigeria. I moved to Canada like 3 years ago. And when I came to Canada, it was one of the best things that happened to me and my family back home. But the thing is that it seemed like the bills went up back home, that people, my family started asking for money, and we gave, right? Me and my husband, we like savings. But the thing is that when we save, something will just come from back home. and we will have to give it away. And it happened like that. Over a year that I worked, I couldn't say how much I saved, because we're trying to help people back home. And we're not trying to be like Rescue 911, but the thing is that it's more like we're paying it forward. I personally, my first tuition fee for university was paid by my uncle. So now that my cousins are growing up, are going to the university, it's fair enough to, pay it forward. But at some point, I realized that this can't be it, right? We came here to have a better life, but it's more like we've already entered a cycle, like it's going on and on. And I wanted a life where I have abundance in my life. I want a life that, when I say your cup runs over, you give people from your overflow. What that means is that you have enough to take care of you, and then you give. It's not like, because we got tired, I personally got tired of pending my plans. And then when you have something to do and then someone calls you, it's like a matter of life and death, and it's gone. So I'm not going to change that part of me, but at the same time, I wanted to look for something better. So when I saw this opportunity back in January 2018, one of the things that I battled with in my mind was, I'm a new immigrant, crying out loud. I'm like, is this even real? Because the amount of money that I saw, I'm like, this can't be real. Like, you guys, it can't just be real. And another thing is that being a new immigrant and coming from, like I said, it was one of the best things that's happened to me and my family back home. I have mentors that already poured into me. I don't want to do anything to ruin that reputation. I have people that look up to me. So I didn't want anything to be part of anything that's going to ruin me being here. If you're an immigrant, you know that where you are is like a blessing. You don't want to be part of something that will ruin it. It's not even worth it. So when I saw it, I was skeptical a little bit, because I was like, this just sounds so too good to be true. Another thing that I didn't feel proud to share, but I feel like I already redeemed myself, so I can share it. So in the line of trying to look for a business, so before I have a daughter, before I became pregnant, I put in money for a business. To be honest, that business didn't see the light of the day, literally. What is my excuse? That I got pregnant, new mom, I don't understand my body. Stupid excuse, to be honest, because I was going to work, and that was how that went. So when I saw this business, I was thinking of, I'm an immigrant, is this a scam? And at the same time, I was battling the fact that, what if you try this and it doesn't work? Because situations will always come up, things that will always challenge you, and that's life. So if I put in so much money last year, that as of then, it didn't work. What makes you think that this will work? So as I was having that thought in my mind, I got added into the community. I stayed there and observed. I realized that, this community has the same values like mine. Like, I see love, like real love. We genuinely want people to succeed. I see acceptance. To be honest, if you are in a place where you are accepted and you are accepted, you will naturally thrive. That's honest truth. So I see all those. I see excellence, integrity. So I felt like that's my values. So I was like, let me hop in and see how this thing goes. And when I got in, I started my business and all that. I will tell you the truth, because I realized that self-growth is all about telling yourself the truth. The truth is that I wasn't committed. I didn't give all. It's 10%, but that 10%, you have to give it all, right? I thought it's just get in and then pack the money, that kind of thing. I didn't understand patience, and I was like, I work at my business when I felt like. So I was bitter, like it wasn't working. That is asking for magic. That's not it can't work like that. You can't put in. You only get out what you put in, right? So when I got out of my head and I started, all out. I gave it all. I became like involved. I started seeing results. Oh my God, I can remember the very first time I got my $100 check. That day, my husband thought I already lost it because I was everywhere. And I was super excited. And I was like, this really worked. After everything, I put it on my vision board, which is something that we are taught to do, because, when you visualize what you want or where you want to go, it comes kind of faster. It's more like a law of attraction. So I have that $100 bill on my vision board. And I used to say that if I can get $100, I can get $1,000. So as I continue to, do what I was asked, doing my business kept on growing. And I remember having a $510 day, $700, and it kept on growing, $1,250 a day, then $1,700. So it kept on growing gradually like that. But let me tell you what happened recently. So, like I said, I came 3 years ago, right? I had a family. It's my church. I've been there since 2007, so it's like a family to me. So they taught me everything. When I got there, I know where I was a low point in my life. So they were the one that kind of brought me to the kind of woman I am today. So leaving them was the bitter part of me coming to Canada. So 2 years ago, my spiritual mentor came to Canada, and I wanted to go. We already checked like so many, because we like planning things ahead. We only have work, right? We don't have that extra income that you can take. Me and my husband, we don't really like using credit cards. So we only plan. My husband said that time we can't go. And I was really, really upset, because I was like, it's Canada. It's not as if he's in US or somewhere. He's in Canada and we couldn't go. And that was how that went. But this year, they said they're going to come. And to be honest, they gave us short notice, and I was like, I am so going, like I'm already there. So we why that thing is so I'm so blessed and I'm talking about it is that the only time we ever went for vacation was when we went to Texas and Dallas, and we saved, of course, for months. And then we made sure that where we're going is that we have someone there, so we don't have to pay for room or anything like hotel. And another thing for food and all of that. So this one, we went on a vacation to Toronto, and we paid for hotel, we rented car. It was amazing. But what is more amazing than that is the fact that I got to volunteer again. I volunteered probably almost all my life. So having to volunteer with my family, like my church family, and it was amazing. I volunteered in the information desk. We were welcoming people. We had T-shirt, like we always have been doing it. So it was amazing. From there, I went to the children's section. I can't tell you how amazing that felt. Not only we were there present, we also gave like financially towards the conference. So, and from there for the conference, we went to Niagara Falls. Like that vacation will be in my heart, in my mind for a very long time, because it showed me what this business can do. And let me blow your mind. When we got back, I think it was a week after when we got back, I made my biggest day in this business. My biggest day, I think I wrote it down, it was $4,450. I don't even make that in a month. I don't even make that in 2 months, but I made that in a day. But one thing I will tell you that I'm more grateful about is the paradigm shift. There's a community that you can come with, or you can come and stay, that it would disrupt your limiting beliefs. It would disrupt that is stopping you from flying like an eagle that you are. Like, that is what I'm grateful for, because every day I try to kill something in me that is preventing me from getting where I want to get to. One of it is coming to this webinar presenting here, because I'm like, I want to be in the background. I don't want to show my face. But the thing is that if I do it, I grow. Now that I conquered it, I will conquer another one. And another thing, I've been here once. Not in a million years will I think to share how much I make in this business, because I'm like, I don't want you to know. I like being private. But that is it. This is me getting off my head. I have this quote that I always have on my phone. I have it on my phone. I have it on my computer. It says, do what you've never done. Say what you've never said. And you will become the woman you've always known yourself to be. That is my mantra. I have that, because anytime I want to do something and I'm scary, I'm like, do you want to be who you've always want to be? Say yes, and then go and do it. So that is the thing that I will feel that beyond money, beyond financial blessings is what I got. Because the thing is that self-development is very important. It's the you that is the main thing. Once you get you figured out, every other thing will fall into places. And that is why I'm saying that this business is amazing. And it's not because we're trying to hype it and all that. It is amazing. if you want your life to change, you have to do something you've never done before, right? I know some people have never paid $149.99 like for something they don't even know whether it's going to work. Just pay it. Like, are you willing to give out something? Are you willing to lose something to gain it back and gain more? Because that's what this is all about. You're going to drop $149.99 that you know you can get in 30 days and get more. Your life will change. Your relationship with your spouse will change. Like, everything is like 360. I've seen how people's life has transformed in this business that I'm like, oh my God, this is real. It's real, guys. You're there watching me, your heart is beating and you're like, I think she's talking to me, or I feel this is right. Just do it. You know what? Just say, what? Let me lose the $149.99. It's fine. You know, when you get that to that stage, like, instead of me risking for me not getting the kind of life that I want, I rather lose this money. But the thing is that you will not lose it because you will gain more. And that is it for me, guys. I'm just telling you right now that is watching this. This is like a vehicle that is getting people to their destination, their dream destination, what it is. What is that? You want financial freedom. You want, because me personally, I want my time so that I can pursue what I really love. There's so many things I want to do that I felt that age is I'm not old, but I felt like I had that dream when I was younger, and now like I'm already a mom, and so I don't have that time. But I feel my dreams are now scaring me. I'm adding more things to it, and I'm working so hard to have that time, because when you have time, you can now plan your life. Guys, this is real. It will get you your destination. It will surpass what you've planned. Like, I can't overemphasize how amazing this is. Just click it. If this money fell on the floor, for example, or you lost it, you will still be alive. So we are saying, give that. You have 30 days to check it out. Like Leon said, we don't work with everybody. So you may want to check it and see if it's for you. And if it's for you, then hop in. And thank you guys for letting me be here. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you, Stella. All right. Let's see who's left here. Dolores, why don't you hop on here next?
Hi, everyone. That was so awesome. I sure enjoyed the first three presenters. So I'm Dolores Eaton, and I'm from Cochrane, Alberta. I am so proud to be here again. And I am a mother of two amazing young men, a grandma of three precious babies, and a wife of 32 years to the love of my life. The most amazing part of this online business that I started 18 months ago was it's what I was looking for. I believe that things happen for a reason, and things happen all in the right timing. So that being said, I was on journey and on path, and I believe that that's the way my life goes. So I was in direct sales for 29 years and #1 in the company worldwide for 10 of those years. I loved the business I was in. I loved being in direct sales, but everything changed when I became a grandma. I actually wanted to be such a huge part of these kids' lives, and that's the part that I took on. So jumping on board and coming into this business was actually the best decision I ever made, but it was an easy decision because it was all there for me. So I love the layout. I love the actual business structure, the actual plan. The system, it was just so brilliant, and kudos to you guys because I just love how it was all put together. And that's when I got started. So I'm going to keep it really simple and sweet because I know everybody's wanting to hear from everyone. My biggest month was just short of 11,000, and I started making money right from the beginning. So right from the beginning, I was constantly bringing in a paycheck. The best part of the business is that we didn't have to touch our savings. We were still able to live the same lifestyle that we were living. My husband got to retire right when I started. And this is unusual, so I'm not asking anyone to go out and quit their jobs and tell your husbands to retire right off the bat. But it was where we were at the time. And I just wanted something to replace what I was already making, and to be able to live in that same lifestyle, because I really like nice things. And I actually have always, again, things happen for a reason. If this is pulling on your heartstrings and it feels right in that gut and it's telling you to do something, just do it. You got nothing to lose. You got nothing to lose. So I am a really an achiever. So everything that I do works. Everything that I put my heart and soul into, I own it. It's my business. I give it no excuses. And and another thing, I'm just going to go with this because I want to keep this really short and sweet. But these guys, I just love them. They have so much integrity. They hold up this community. They come on board every single week and to teach each and every one of us what they know, how far they got, and how this became possible. So that's what I have for all of you. And I'm going to send you all love and blessings, what I do all the time. And thank you, Darren, once again.
Awesome. Thank you, Dolores. Minu, let's get you on here next.
Hello?
Go
Hello,
ahead.
everyone. Yeah. Hi, everyone. And thanks, Mike and Darren, give me opportunity to come and share my story. My name is Meenu Bala, and I'm living in Surrey. And originally, I am from India. And I came to Canada in 2005 as a nanny. And I start working with my employer in office, and I am still working with them since last 14 years. And my why I started this business, because actually I am working in a trucking company, and from the last 3 years trucking company is going really in bad situation, and even when the electronic logbook start, it make my business more worst, and I didn't get increment from the last 3 years. And I will not blame to my boss for not giving me increment, but still I feel somewhere means expenses are going up every day. And last year near Christmas, when I expecting my boss will give me increment this time, but my boss gave me only Boston pizza card $50 as a bonus, and I was again heartbroken, means oh my god, this year again. And on January 1st, I start looking for something. And on January 15th, I did sign up. I joined the business on January 15, 2019, because at the time when I watched the workshop, I will tell the truth. The halfway, the first part, I didn't hear anything. I didn't put attention to it. And the last part was very interesting. And I was feeling, means people were talking to me, and it was, I feel genuine. And I didn't think what will happen, it's good or bad, because I think my why was more stronger than my fear, and I took action right away. I even I didn't notice that money is 30-day money back guarantee, because I was not care about that money, because I want to change something. I was looking something, and within 15 days I was a business owner. And when I stepped in, the community was so amazing, and it was, I feel like I have come to the different world where all the people are open-minded and helping each other, and there is no competition, no jealous, and everyone is helping each other and going hand by hand. And it was amazing, and the training was super amazing, because this was completely new to me, and I got full training. And I will not complain anything. Everything is easy, step to step. And I think I took only 15 days to cover my training, and I was rolling. And this business gave me like a new life for myself. And this business showed me new is, because actually in the past my life was work and kitchen, and now I am thinking about me. I'm thinking about my life. And if I will talk about personal growth, if I will say some means I was the person who don't take pictures. Sometime if I have to take my son's picture, then I will click my son's picture with his dad. And I was thinking, no, I will not look nice. I'm not in fit and good shape. But now my life has changed. And I am happy means I am sitting here and talking in front of like almost 140 people watching me, and I'm not scared. All this happened to this business. This business has changed my life, and I cannot expect more than that. And I will say only to those person who are sitting behind the other side, means don't believe anyone, just believe on yourself. If you think you are ready for change and you can do what the other people are doing, and because there is a reason who brought you here, your why, because you are looking for a change, then just talk to yourself. If stand in front of the mirror and ask to the person standing on the other side, are you ready? And if that person saying yes, then don't think a lot, just come in, and you will see inside how amazing this community is. And another thing, you have a 30-day money back guarantee. If you think this is not for you, then you can move out and you will get your money back. That's all. Thank you. Thanks for giving me the chance to share my story. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Meenu. Now that you've done that, you can have a deep breath, and I'll let you in on a little secret. There's more than 140 people on here. And you did it, girl. Yes. Sandy, I saved the best for last, girl. Get on here.
Hello, everybody. We're all good? Oh, perfect. So Dolores, a good friend of mine, had mentioned earlier that it's all about the right timing and everything's for a reason. And I'm telling you what, I was on this webinar August 20 of 18. And as soon as I went on it and saw Mike and Darren and fell in love with this whole concept, I said to myself and out loud, and I wrote it down, that I'm going to be on this webinar panel. I didn't even know what that meant, but I'm going to be on this webinar panel. So, hey, here I am. Anyways, guys, so my name is Sandy Sketchley. I currently live in Airdrie, Alberta, Canada, which is just outside of Calgary, with my husband, Craig. So, like I said, I started this business back in August 2018. I watched this webinar and then I couldn't get enough of all the information after it. So it was 2 o'clock in the morning, you guys, 2 o'clock in the morning. And I was still at it. I couldn't go to sleep because I was so excited. The next day, I started putting everything into action. It took me about 6 hours to go through all the training and get my business up and going. So it was relatively quick, and the system that they use is so incredible. I couldn't have, I couldn't have done it in 6 hours without the system that Mike and Darren set up. But anyways, here's a little bit of my story, why I joined. So I had to walk away from a career that I loved. I was a paramedic in Vancouver for years, but my career ended after a lifting injury. It wasn't my back, wasn't my neck. It was 2 inches in my wrist. It was my tendon. And so that 2 inches flattened everything. So I guess it was about 2 years after that, I moved to Alberta because Craig and I had been dating for 3.5 years at that point. He'd been driving back and forth to Langley and, for 3.5 years, every single weekend. Talk about commitment, hey? Anyways, I moved out to Alberta and I started my own mobile ladies boutique. So selling designer clothes, out of the back of my truck. I carried everything that you would see in a store in the back of my truck. But a couple years into that, there was so much lifting involved because I was loading and unloading my boutique 11 times a week. And all of a sudden, my old work injuries started coming back. And by year 5, I couldn't lift a thing. Now, in the meantime, Craig, he had been with a company out here for 25 years already. And it was a company that was owned by a family for 50 years. And you know what? He was passionate about it. He would leave in the morning with a smile. He'd come home with a smile. He enjoyed his work, right? Now, this company sold to another company, and very quickly, Craig's hours changed. He was now working over 100 hours a week, you guys, and his pay got slashed. His pay got slashed so much that we couldn't actually make it to our next paycheck. So I was looking, you guys. Boy, was I looking. And like I said, I come across this webinar, thank goodness. I was looking for something not only to take the pressure off of him, because when he was 50, he had suffered a heart attack already when he was visiting me in Langley. It wasn't my fault. So I was looking for something not only to take the pressure off him, but something to get his sanity back, something to put a smile back on his face, you guys, because he was walking in the door looking so defeated every day, and I couldn't take it anymore, right? So not only have I been able to do all of that with my online business, but I've also been able to fill in those pay cut gaps that that we were suffering from. So honestly, this business has had a huge impact on our lives. And now I'm excited because we just booked from next summer, from June until September, at our favorite campsite in BC, where I am going to vacation and relax and put up my feet, because I can work this business from our trailer. And to me, that just says it all. So Craig's going to come and visit when he can, but I am moving to Osoyoos in June until September, because you guys, you can work this business from your phone or your laptop. Just give me a Wi-Fi signal. That's all I need. I don't need much, right? So yes, it's been an awesome ride. And one more thing on the manifestation story, and everything happens for a reason. So in 2008, I had watched The Secret, and there was a part in The Secret where one of the presenters was talking about getting checks in the mail. And something just clicked in here, you guys. And from that day forward, I have manifested getting checks in the mail. I had no idea. I was a paramedic. I had no idea where these checks were going to come from in the mail. Honestly, I had no idea, but I just knew they were. And guess what? We go to the mailbox now, and there's checks in the mail. I'm like, my mind is blown. Craig's mind is blown. We're just, I just, guys, click and join us. Check it out. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, let's pull Darren off the keyboard.
I've posted the link a couple times in the chat roll to join, but it's also, the button is below the chat roll. If you don't see it, you may just have to scroll if you're on a mobile device or an iPad or tablet or something. So yeah, so you know, we do these webinars live so that you can hear straight from the source that this works. This is our only way of proving to you. You know, so many people come to us and they're skeptical because they've tried all these other things online, and well, they don't work, or you wouldn't be here, right? You know, because I had tried other things too, and the only reason we've been doing this so long is because it works. We wouldn't be spending our nights, you know, doing webinars twice a week. So this is the way, you know, for all of us to come from our home to your home, all the people that are using the system. We get different people on here every time. So even if this is your first time watching and you're still uncertain, we'll be here next week, and you can watch another couple webinars and see a whole bunch of different people down here. We've got thousands of people now using this system successfully to build their own online business. So yeah, I mean, you know, it's basically all you have to do is take the next step and get all the rest of the info. It's another couple hours worth of video that we can't cover all on this webinar about the products and everything, because, you know, we've already been here over an hour and a half, so it would just be too long if we covered it all at once. So that's why we break it up that way, and we only want the serious people who are going to take that next step, because it's the serious people that are going to be really successful with this. So yeah, so, you know, thank you to everyone that did join us tonight. Thank you for watching, and a lot of people actually joined already into the system. So for all of you, you're going to get an email with your next steps very shortly if you haven't already. One very important step in that email is to friend your coach on Facebook. So make sure you add them as a friend by clicking the link in that email. And if you're using a different name on Facebook for privacy reasons or some other reason, please send that coach a message on Facebook and just say, I joined with this name, but my name on Facebook is this, just so that we can connect the dots on our end and get you added to our private Facebook group, because it's a big part of the business. Other than that, thanks again and have a great weekend, everybody.
Awesome. Well, there you have it, folks. We are just about exactly on schedule. I promised to get you out of here in 90 minutes. It's 99 minutes. So thank you for those extra 9. We truly do appreciate your time. To all of you who came on the panel tonight, guys, thank you so much. You didn't have to be here, but I'm so grateful that you were. I love your stories, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. The next step is yours, folks. If you haven't clicked that button now, ask yourself, what is the holdup? It's totally secure. Don't give me that excuse. You know you can use your credit card or prepaid card, PayPal. We've made this as painless as possible. We've even given you 30 days to get your money back. So it's not that. What's holding you back? Ask yourself that hard question and conquer that fear, because on the other side of fear, that's where your success lies. We'll see you there. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Hi, everybody.
Good night.